We stay in the desert with extreme conditions under the blinding sun. Travelling a few kilometres west, we look to the epic motorsport marathon, the Maroc Challenge. The 16th Maroc Challenge epitomises the spirit of adventure as amateur teams compete in a multi-stage rally race in Morocco. The 16th edition kicks off in the majestic city of Marrakesh, crossing the Atlas Mountains gateway to the south with its spectacular sand dunes, before veering north to finish on Ceudia's Mediterranean coastline. For the first time in its history, the Maroc Challenge begins in Marrakesh, a city full of charms. What makes the Maroc Challenge so unique is that everyone can be part of the game. You don't have to own a deluxe off-road vehicle or to be a professional driver with thousands of kilometers under your belt. This is an event for anyone wanting to test their endurance, as the organisation target people with ordinary vehicles, but it does require a lot of strength, both from the car and crew. Such a journey needs a competent and reliable four-wheel drive vehicle. Indeed, many participants were driving Jeep-style cars, but there were also those who wanted to do something a little differently and far more challenging. They chose to compete the route with conventional cars, heavily modified for the occasion, with raised suspension, off-road tyres and extra protection. Racing well off the beaten track, the route avoided any true roads, instead taking in the spectacular scenery of Morocco. The greatest obstacle this year was the sheer scale of the sand dunes navigated by the teams. Some unfortunate teams needed support crews to fix their equipment and mechanical damage. This marathon event has reached its 16th edition, keeping the spirit that combines adventure with competition. With 110 vehicles on the starting line at Marrakesh, one of the great sights of this edition, it boasts an itinerary of more than 2,000 kilometers over 6 intense stages, putting the endurance, skill and tenacity of the participants to the test, as well as with their vehicle's mechanical reliability and resistance. On the first day of the event, the drivers had a long journey between Marrakesh and Zagora, traversing the Atlas Mountains over the impressive Titsian-Tichka Pass. The second day debuted the desert sands, and in an intense second stage, everyone experienced how tough the event could become on a looping track departing from and arriving in Zagora, on the banks of the Draa River. The second stage, with 3 different routes depending on the category, consisted of 216, 305 and 320 kilometres respectively, placing the competitors in wonderful and truly impressive landscapes, like the sacred oasis. They also crossed the Akiri, a dry lake, showcasing true awe-inspiring immensity, and the Erg Chagega, with its rather complicated sand dunes. The third stage of this 2019 spring edition fulfilled all expectations, with participants able to enjoy some unique landscapes between Zagora and Afud, with the dunes as the main protagonist. This highly demanding stage made the competitors reach their limits and put their vehicles to a true test. The presence of the Erg Chebi was definitely the highlight of the day. Tiredness was a real challenge for all the crews. During the next two stages, the Maroc Challenge continued to fulfill all the expectations following a spectacular loop. Competitors enjoyed many varied landscapes and terrains with diverse surfaces, alternating sandy passes and fast mountainous tracks. After many challenges, the epic Maroc Challenge Marathon came to an end, with Banda Dream Team winning the Adventure C1 category. CVA Racing Team topping the Adventure SUV2 group, Pim Pam Pum, the Adventure TT1, and finally Misma 845, the Raid category.